Selection control structure. So let's start with the single selection that use the if statement. In single selection, we check a condition. If it is true, we perform whatever action after the if, and if it is false, we skip the action itself and we do nothing. Let's see the general flowchart format for the single selection. So we start and then move to the next step. Okay, and we check the condition, and a condition can only have one outcome, whether it is true or false. But when we are drawing a flowchart, we must draw both outcomes. If it is true, perform the action, and then the program stops. So if the condition is false, skip the action and straight away stop the program. So let's see the first example for the single selection case. The problem states that you have to print the message you are entitled to apply for a driving license for a person whose age is 17 or above. So logically, if the person is under 17, if the age entered is less than 17, then the output will not be you are entitled to apply for a driving license. There will be no output if that happens. But if the age entered is 17 or above, then the message you are entitled to apply for a driving license will be appeared. So let's do the problem analysis. What is the output? You are eligible to apply for a driving license, or no output. So you have to put both outputs. The first output is if the condition is true. So you'll print you are eligible to apply for a driving license. And the second one is no output, if the person age is under 17. What is the input? The age. So the age is the thing that we need to know first, that the program needs to know first before it can proceed, before it can check whether that person is eligible or not. So it needs to know the age. That's why the age is the input. So what is the process? We have to determine. Remember, use the verb determine and then the condition, whether the person is 17 or above or not. That is the condition. And then based on, followed by the input, the age. So the process would be determine whether the person is 17 or above or not based on the age. So why is this a selection problem? That's because the message, okay, you are eligible to apply for a driving license, that message will only be printed if the condition is met. So what is the condition? The person's age must be 17 or above. Or if we simplify, it becomes age more than or equal to 17. So only if the age is more than or equal to 17, which means the condition is met, then the message will appear. The message will be printed. So the if statement, remember, this is a single selection problem. So you're going to use the if statement, the single if statement. So you're going to have the if and then proceed with the condition that you want to check, which is whether the age is more than or equal to 17. If it is true, you're going to print the message. And if you're writing the pseudocode, you have to write the end if to end the if block. So that is analyzing the problem and understanding the logic behind the problem statement. Now we have to design a solution with flowchart and pseudocode. But let's see how we do it with the flowchart approach first. Remember, all the flowchart must begin with the start symbol, proceed with the downward arrow, and then the system will read the age of the person, move to the next step. It will check whether the age is more than or equal to 17. If it is true, you have to print the message and the program stops because you have done everything that the problem statement states. What if the age is less than 17? Means if the condition false, so you stop the program. Straight away stop the program. How do we design solution with pseudocode? All the pseudocode must begin with the word start. So you have to indent all the processes after the start because the processes happen after the program started. So that's why you have to apply the indentation. Indentation means you have to write all the process afterwards a bit inward, not on the same level as the start. What's the next step? The system will read the age. Next, we will check whether the age is more than or equal to 17 with the keyword if. If the condition is true, we print you are eligible to apply for a driving license. So what if the condition false? Do we have to write another if statement to check if age is less than 17? No, we don't have to, because we are using the single if statement. If the condition false, you will automatically do nothing. In other words, we will skip the action print you are eligible to apply for a driving license, because the problem statement didn't say any other thing to do, didn't say any other process to do, because we already got the output we want. We can stop the whole program. So we can actually match the flowchart item with the respective pseudocode line. Remember, in both flowchart and pseudocode, we have to begin them with the word start. But in flowchart, the start symbol is in oblong shape, and the pseudocode, you can just write the word start normally. Proceed with the next step by the downward arrow, and then after the program has started, we read the input. So what is the input? The age. So remember, in flowchart, we draw a parallelogram. We include a verb, and then we include the input. For the pseudocode, just write the verb and the input. Move to the next step, arrow, okay, and then we check the condition. So whether the age is more than or equal to 17. In flowchart, we draw them in diamond, and in pseudocode, we have to include the word if. Proceed with the condition. So if condition, so if age is more than or equal to 17. But in flowchart, you don't have to put the word if, because the diamond shape already representing the if. What if the condition is true? If it turns out to be true, then yes, we print the message. So please write the whole message. Because we got the output, which is the message itself, it means that our if statement is done. We write the end if, and because we don't have any other process to do, so we stop the whole program. What if the condition before that we check turns out to be false? So for example, the age entered was 16, was 15, not 17 or above. So means it is false. So if it is false, we can just skip the printing step, and then we go to the end if, and then we stop the whole program. So that is basically how you can draw a flowchart and a pseudocode simultaneously.